I'm Nat. Welcome to my kitchen. On this special episode of Baking Me Happy, we will be doing a special treat with some THC infused brownies. I'm not sure what YouTube will let me say, so we're going to be very careful with our language today. Now, while I was in treatment for skin cancer about 6 months ago, I met the best group of ladies, and we got to talking and knitting and just, shooting the breeze about life. And they found out I was a baker and asked me to make these brownies. I've made them twice since, so I still will be looking at the recipe. I have changed a little bit because I like a cakier brownie and not so gooey. So we're going to be making a cakier brownie. Now, if you have watched the shorts that I have, then you'll know that I've already decarbed the flour. We'll go over that in just a sec, okay? So just like, subscribe, and pop me on the counter, and let's make some brownies. Okay, so if you watch my shorts, you know that I've already decarbed the THC, and this is a motor pot, okay? It's like a pressure cooker to make cannibutter, and this is the first time I've made it myself because usually I get it from someone else, but it's turned out okay. So what I want you to do is, I watch the video so you'll know how to do it, but when you're done, you're going to have, and some is stuck, you're going to have what's called a puck, okay? You're going to dump that, pop that into maybe a zippy bag and hold on to that, okay? Because we're going to use it for cookies another time, all right? Now, once you've poured it out of the motor pot, you're going to let it cool. Let it cool until you see some of that congealing on top. Hang on, my gosh. So you see how it's got that congealing right there? That's the stuff we don't want. So we're just going to pour this off. It looks like oil, but I promise it's butter. We're going to use it in the place of oil in this recipe so that we can make sure that we've got that good texture, okay? So because this was done in type of pressure cooker pot, we don't need to strain it or anything. We're just going to pour that liquidy part off the fat, okay? Now you'll notice the fatty stuff that we left in there, it's going to be a little bit green. This, kind of a yellowish green color. Alright, so that's it for that ingredient. We are going to be using, we've got 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. And it says 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, but again, I like a cakier brownie, so I'm using a whole cup, okay? Let's see, it says cocoa powder and powdered sugar, so 2/3 cups cocoa powder and 1/2 cup powdered sugar, sifted if lumpy. I always sift them together, so because they go in at the same time, and it just makes sense that way. So I use Hershey's cocoa powder, okay? I'm also going to be adding a little bit of espresso powder because if you know anything about septuagenarians and octogenarians, they like their coffee, man. They really like their coffee. So we're going to put some, the caffeine is going to interact with that THC, just kind of give you a little buzz, okay? All right, let's see, 1/2 cup dark chocolate chips. Now I'm a little bougie. I ordered the good stuff off Amazon. This is Cannibutter finest Belgian chocolate. I just used it whenever I was in kitchens, and it's just second nature to me. You can use whatever you want off the baking aisle, okay? All right, and let's see, then we've got 3/4 teaspoon of sea salt, which I've got right behind me. Boom. Okay, 2 large eggs, which you've got here. Now we're going to use 1/2 cup of this cannibutter, okay? 2 tablespoons of water and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, but you know me, I'm going to add a little bean paste for that extra flavor too. See, you already know what we're going to do. We're going to wash our hands, get our stuff ready, and preheat our oven to 325. Alright, while she's preheating, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and line our pan. Now, a lot of people don't use parchment paper because, oh, it just slips out of the pan. But this way we'll be able to lift it out and put it on our cooling rack so we don't have to flip it over while it's hot. Really easy. So you already know, baker's joy. It's my joy. Alright, we're just going to lightly spray our pan. Get those sides. Why are you spraying it before you put the parchment paper in that? I'm going to tell you. because it helps it stick to your pan better. So we're going to ball it up because, like I said, it helps it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to spread it out. Now you want to make sure that you cut your paper just the length from corner to corner. You don't have to cover up the corners, but we just want to make sure that we get that coverage so we can lift the whole thing out without it breaking. I'm going to trim some of this off because my box was broken. Okay, so you're just going to put it down in there and stretch it all the way to your corners. Push it in. Okay, let's spray that with a little stuff so the next sheet will stick to it. Again, I'm going to go ahead and wad that up just a little bit. When I was in big kitchens, they didn't come in a roll. They came in this big box that was sheets, and we could just cut it down to whatever size we needed. I'm sure I could order it in sheets, but it's just cheaper to get it at Walmart. This one got a little more even, so we're just going to pop it in there. Now, once you get that in there, you're going to bend these over the sides so they don't pop out, okay? So we're going to kind of bend them over the sides, and that'll help later whenever you're taking them out too. Okay. So we've got our pan ready. We're just going to give it one more good spray so that when we take them out, this parchment paper will separate really easy from our brown. Okay. Spray it up, set it aside. Alright. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we already preheated the oven, and in a large bowl we're going to whisk together the eggs, the butter, water, and vanilla. Now here in Connecticut, I'm not wild about the water that we have, so we're going to use bottled water, okay? So we've got the eggs, okay, 1, 2 eggs, and we're going to do the butter, water, and vanilla. So we're going to do half a cup of this butter. All right, this is my little quarter cup, so we're going to do 2 of these. 2, okay. All right, and then we're going to do our vanilla. All right, so we're going to do the vanilla and the vanilla bean paste. Again, vanilla bean paste is not in the recipe, but I'm going to put it in there anyway because I like the boost it gives. Alright, and then we just need 2 tablespoons of water. 1, 2. We're just going to whisk her together. And what do we say when we're whisking? Incorporate it. Alright. Now once we have this done, oh, she's wetting. Alright. Now we're going to sprinkle the dry stuff in with this. And stir it until it's just combined. So we're going to use this. It's about to get loud in here, y'all. Alright, we're going to do our flour. We're just going to do about a teaspoon of baking soda. Because again, I like for it to be a little cakier. So we're just going to put that in there for just a little bit of thickness. Alright. Okay. Then we pour in our sugar. And let's do a little bit of espresso powder. We're only going to do about a tablespoon. We want it to have the flavor, but we don't want it to be overwhelming. Okay? So these are going to be fun. Man, I don't know if you've ever had an edible, but a couple of these ladies, the conditions they have to do with their lungs. So they can't smoke, but they need the relief that comes from the flour, because If you've never had cancer before, you will never know the pain. I've given birth 6 times, but sometimes the pain just gets a little overwhelming. The nausea is incredibly bad. You don't feel like going anywhere. You don't feel like doing anything. And all you want is just a little bit of happiness. And I think that's why cancer patients appreciate life so much more. Because they remember how good it was and they just want it to be that good again. And so anything that I can do, I'm so fortunate to be in remission. So anything that I can do to help somebody else's pain and nausea, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and combine these ingredients until they're just combined. Okay? So that means we're not going to beat it into a batter. We're just going to get a big puff of brown smoke apparently. Give me just a second, y'all. Sorry about that. So before I get started, because I see that it's going to be kind of poofy, I just by hand just kind of incorporate it just a little bit so that I don't have that big poof of flour and cocoa powder. Now that we've got those just mixed, and by just mixed I mean you don't see any whiteness from the flour. That's why we want to sift it first, so you don't have to overbeat it getting those lumps out of the flour, right? Let me scrape my bowl really quick. Squippity, squippity, squeak. All right. Okay. Now we're going to give her one more stir, just to make sure that everything that I scraped down gets in the mixture, okay? All right. Now we're just going to add our chips. You think I'm not going to lick these when I turn this camera off? Oh, I'm going to lick it. I'm going to lick it clean. Okay? Have a little buzz going whenever I come to take it out of the oven. Alright. Okay, so we've got that and nuts. Now, you don't have to use nuts. I'm a nut. So, we're using walnuts instead of pecans today. So, we're just going to pour our nuts in. We're done with this. Okay? Anytime you put in your chips, everything else, you have already mixed it as much as it needs to be mixed. So we're trying not to damage the gluten anymore, so it'll get a good rise. So anytime you're adding chips, nuts, whatever, you're going to fold that in. Remember what our folding looks like? Get it up there. Just folding it in, okay? And you just want to fold it in until you're confident that you're going to have a nut in every bite. Okay? Alright, I feel like that's good. I clean as I go, I know. I just don't want this big bench full of mess on the video. Alright, so we're going to take our pan. We already know that our oven is ready. This is very important. I call this a brownie pan because the only thing I'm making in is brownies. Okay? Little 8x8 pan. Do not put it in a 9x13. Do not put it in any pan other than this, or it's not going to cook correctly for this recipe. What I'm telling you to do is specifically for this pan. If you put it in a bigger pan, because it's brownies and the type of mixture it is, it's going to get really crisp and burnt. Which if you want brownie brittle, that's the way to go. Okay? But if you want those good cakey brownies, this is how we're going to do it. Alright, and then we're just going to pour it on in. Miss Claire is going to be so happy. Hey, Miss Claire, how are you? She said, honey, you just tell me. Well, she didn't say it like that because she's from Connecticut. But she said, you just tell me whenever you're uploading a video and I'll watch it. I'm telling you, they love me. Alright. Here comes the mess. Alright. So now we just stick this in our preheated oven. We're going to bake it until a toothpick comes out clean. Take it out of the pan, show you what's going on. Okay, here we go. I got off a little more than just crust so I could show you the texture. So it's still very moist, but it is not cakey. It's moist, and it's got our little nuts in it. So if you're a corner girl like me, oh, you like that crunchy crust. I think that's why I like brownie brittle so much, because it's the best part, it's the crusty part. Okay, again, not trying to be down for the day because I used a pretty good indica, but we're just going to try the little crust here. Oh my goodness. Because of the way we infused the butter and we didn't have to strain it, there's not an overwhelming taste of the cannabis, and the nuts, because I didn't grind them too much, like I told you, we didn't want dust. It's got that perfect little crunch with the moisture, and the crust is crunchy but chewy. If you know, you know. Oh, it's gonna be all I can do. If I ate this whole pan, can you imagine? Y'all won't get a video for days. Okay, well, it's been fun. This has been a Baking Me Happy, and I guess Baking Me High. I don't know what YouTube's gonna let me say. So let me know how yours turned out. I'm really happy that we got to bake this together. I hope that this is something that you can do, especially if you're suffering from a condition where medical flour is going to help you with nausea or pain. I really hope this helps. It's one of those things that I feel like I've helped a lot of people, and that's another reason that it makes me happy. So, you know, like and subscribe. Join me next time. We always have fun on Baking Me Happy, and well, I reckon that's it. We're gonna have I am in such a good mood. Okay, lay bye.